Welcome to another edition of our YouTube channel, Southeast Asia Vibes, The Good Life. My name is Victor, and I'm a former resident of New York who now lives in beautiful and tropical Southeast Asia. I got fed up with the high crime, cold winters, and rat race of New York City. I now live the life of my dreams here in Southeast Asia, in Philippines and Vietnam, and I have lived or traveled all over Southeast Asia, such as Cambodia, Thailand, Laos, Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, etc. As long as you know what you're doing, you too can live the life of your dreams here in this tropical paradise at 90% cheaper than what you would pay in, let's say, Miami or Hawaii with the same high standard of living. However, if you don't know what you're doing, it could mean a one way ticket back home, and I've seen it happen many times. As an expert and somebody who has lived or traveled all over Southeast Asia, I receive many emails daily from people who want to move here and escape the rat race, and they ask for my guidance. A lot of other YouTube videos, they tend to sugarcoat everything because they want views and subscribers, so they are not being totally honest with you. Now, I don't charge for my advice, but many people still feel very grateful as I take the time to answer all their questions either by email or by a WhatsApp phone call. So they insist to make a small donation of any amount just to support the channel. You can do so up above in the description box. The information is there and would be greatly appreciated as well. Let's get started. In today's video, we're going to discuss the really unfortunate incident I had recently at Manila Ninoy Aquino International Airport. And let me tell you, who doesn't get ripped off by taxi drivers? It happens in every city all over the world. But I've never seen it happen, the blatant dishonesty, as I have seen it happen here in Manila, in the Philippines. So here's what happened just a couple of weeks ago. My mom came to visit us, and I was so happy. And, my mom has had some problems with her foot. She's 71 years old. And so she came from New York. It's a long journey. And for my mom, we paid for a more comfortable, instead of economy, we got her premium economy, which is a bigger seat and more comfortable. It cost, almost like double the price, but, we had to do it. I mean, business class is literally, three times more. So premium economy is like an intermediary. You're not paying as much as business, but it's still definitely a bigger and more comfortable service than just regular economy, and better service. They come around more with asking you if you want drinks, better food, etc. So, but when I saw my mom, just by the way, I want to mention she went from New York to Frankfurt, Germany, to Singapore, and Singapore to Manila. That's a long journey. No rest in between. Just stopped at the airport for like about a couple of hours in transit in Frankfurt, and then came here to Manila. And when I saw my mom at the airport in Manila, I didn't know whether it's a combination of the issues with her foot or the long travel, but she looked exhausted, and I was just thinking to myself, is this just aging hitting my mom? Nonetheless, when I saw her, I was very sad. It's sad when you see your parents get old. So I was sad, but I gave my mom a big hug, and then the part I was dreading, getting a taxi. So I did not want to keep my mom waiting for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I just paid additional. And the first guy that came, we were staying in Malate, on Mabini. And I've stayed in Malate many times myself before. It's like 300, maximum 350 on the meter, maximum from the airport. The one company said, first guy approached me, I said, okay, let's go. I don't want to, my mom is exhausted. I want to get her to the hotel right away. And my mom likes to stay in a hotel. She just doesn't like to stay with us. So, the first guy came, he told me 750 pesos, which is slightly more than double. I agreed. Put our things in the car or in the small SUV. Once I sat inside, he wanted me to sign something, and instead of 750, it became 1,750. And now I swear he told me 750 outside. When I asked him about it, he said, no, 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 1,750. This guy was blatantly lying to me and ripping me off. And when I confronted him about it, he started to raise his voice, and then I got furious because look, on the one hand, I'm going from the emotion of seeing my mom to this idiot ripping me off. I was just furious. And this has happened to me in Manila many, many, many times. They don't want to turn on the meter and all this nonsense. It's never, my hobby is to travel. I've been to many, many countries all over the world. Yes, taxi cab drivers, they do rip you off occasionally, but not to the extent that they do it in Manila. It's just unfounded and it's just ridiculous. They should be happy they even have a job in this economy. And then they want to rip people off. They don't want to use the meter and all this nonsense. So what I would say is get a Grab, book a Grab so you don't have to deal with all that nonsense. Grab is slightly higher than a metered fare, slightly, maybe about 10%, 15% more, but well worth it because you don't have to deal with all the headaches, the blatant dishonesty, you know. That's it for this edition of Southeast Asia Vibes, The Good Life. Until next time, take care, everybody.